Prep invited you because he wanted to be sure.
Stay frosty, sniper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hydro League. I'm your caster, Misfit Midas, and tonight, for the first of two games, we are going to be watching Aqualix Esports versus uMx Gaming, and the map is Coastline. Coastline should be a pretty familiar map to most of you, but that is the map that came down to it, and now we're into the operator ban phase. The first ban that's going to come out here from the defending team, which gets the first and the last ban, so uMx Gaming, is going to be Montaigne. That's going to be especially useful when you're looking at pushes both on hookah balcony, but then primarily into service entry down on the kitchen bomb site. The first Aqualix ban coming out as Blackbeard. And again, we talk about how important that Blackbeard is on windows. He's going to be especially useful when you look at locations like big window and penthouse, like the window on billiards when you're trying to play into that side, or the window on hookah, especially when you're like being protected against runouts. And then the next ban coming out is Echo. We know what Echo does, the yokai drones. They're extremely powerful. Echo gets banned a lot in ranked right now, and for good reason. Super strong gun, one of the few ACOGs on defense, and then also has the ability to deny plant, disorient enemies, everything. And then the final ban coming out is Mirror, and that's going to be a primary attack, mostly against the penthouse defense, which you almost always have to have a mirror on if you're going to make that site work. So going into the first 6 rounds, it's going to be Aqualix on attack and uMx on defense. And that's going to be that way for the first 6 rounds. And then if you're not familiar with competitive settings, at the end of those 6 rounds, they will switch sides. And then Aqua will go to defense and uMx will go to attack. And we're going to go into round number 1 with the first site being that kitchen service entrance. So we saw uMx ban Montaigne, which we talked about being primarily useful on that kitchen service entrance site. And oddly enough, that's going to be the first site that we go to. Extremely key to this site when you look at the map is going to be control of that service entrance area right there where you see the 3 players currently inside of. That's a very common typical default plant when you push in from that side of the map, and that's going to be extremely important to hold. More than likely you'll see Instinct with his LMG holding from that angle. Going to go ahead and castle off from Sunrise back into that little outside courtyard there, and also Blue Bar. Looks like Imaz is going to be playing in Blue Bar and Sunrise. We get kind of a strength point to deny across against on to that kitchen. And then Yosh setting up inside here. So round number 1 begins as Aqua decides to try and attacks uMx. Mojer Roar trying to play the angle from Ruins, checking any spawn peaks, trying to get a hold of his team, and then Prep Time hanging out back in Ruins as well, just default cam work. And then Gil immediately out. Gil's going to go ahead and identify, and Will's right behind Blue Bar, struggling to hit that drone, but will eventually get it. And then the push is going to begin. So Raid, utilizing that Jackal, going to be extremely important to kind of track down these roamers, but just like that, Mojer Roar is upstairs with Prep Time. And if you look at the map, there are 0 roaming defenders upstairs, but instead choosing to play fairly heavily downstairs, especially in these 2 bars. So Cookie and Prep Time going to have a pretty significant push, but Cookie is going to take out Gil, and Amaz is going to try and fight it on the blue stairs here as Mojer Roar attempts to pull out that goo mine and then play back off of it. But Cookie's going to push right up on the blue stairs, get air jabbed, and then they're going to make the double push. But I don't think he realizes someone's in basic entrance right here. And it doesn't matter. He kind of backs down. Cookie gets a double kill. So he's on it this round. So he kills Raid on the way to back out again. And Cookie just kind of waiting on this entrance. And Aqua is just stalled right now in a 3v5 situation. Prep Time trying to come through security into the back office, not realizing the wall's castled. All she has is stun. So it's going to be extremely obvious as she tries to hit down that castle wall if that's what's going to happen. And Cookie with the triple kill on a Mojer Roar, and I'm not entirely sure what's happening right now. Slifer trying to slide down to main lobby from White Stairs with Prep Time. Both of them. Prep Time's going to get the kill onto Yosh, though. Yosh. And then air jab off security. Now I'm going to make the move in. Slifer's going to go ahead and open up into that bathroom, but Instinct ready and waiting. Prep Time moving straight down up to the bars, but then kind of hopping right back off while Slifer watches the bathroom in the long angle. We have to remember that Slifer is Hibana, so it does have 3 Skyros charges to use. It's going to be a 4K for Cookie as Cookie gets an ace on the first round as he takes out Prep Time and Slifer right in the very first round. The rotates over and over. Cookie just crushes the ace, playing one of the most powerful defenders in the game. But he nails it. What an absolutely incredible round by Cookie. And obviously he's going to go right back to that Jaeger after we saw such a strong round by him on that gun. We're going to go upstairs to Hookah Lounge and Billiards. It's you typically, one of the 2 are the most common start sites depending on what your team prefers, but hookah is definitely the most prevalent, especially in ranks when you kind of look at that side of thing. And then also competitively, honestly, historically, especially when the Mirrors band kind of defuncts out Penthouse. So hookah and billiards, where we're going to go to next. Aqua just really looked disconjointed. Obviously, they do have subs. And they have subs on the team, and that's understandable, but the problem just kind of comes out when they're pushing with very little drone work. So they're kind of droning themselves in. We talk about it every time I stream, where drones will come in, but no one's pushing behind them to kind of pick up the ground and control the territory that the drones have cleared, and then kind of start cutting off the rotations and starting to trap the defenders and pinch them, kill the roamers, and then just lock down sight, forcing the anchors to hit multiple angles at the same time. And that didn't look what they were doing. It looked like Cookie got a couple early kills, and then the Jackal right outside on Sunrise Entrance. Not really sure what he was doing there, as just Raid was just stuck out in the open and couldn't quite make the move in through Sunrise on Cookie, and then Cookie just continued to rotate at one point in center courtyard. And just a great round by Cookie after that, and secured the win for uMx there. So we're going to see how they try and attack hookah. They do have Slifer, so they have the option to kind of either decide to open up into the upstairs wall, so you can kind of hit it from courtyard. You'll see it right there on the back of billiards wall. You can hit that from upstairs with the X-Scars for trying to flush out defenders, kind of where Instinct is playing, if you can get that angle. And then you can also use it to open the VIP wall, kind of right above where Raid is playing. It's currently doing some roaming underneath, and if they can get those open, that's going to be a perfect push. Raid waiting on Amaz right here. Amaz just looking right down to main lobby. He sees the footprints. He knows where they went, but Raid quite just sitting literally right there, and Amaz just has no idea, and just going to go ahead and rotate right over into blue. Raid is about to just get pinched if he's not careful here, as he identifies Castle. Castle's going to make the rotate around back into blue bar. No, he's being Jackal tracked. He's going to have to defend, especially here with Cookie present. Raid might be in for a bit of his money here. Raid going to go ahead and rotate to 4 square, though, and Prep Time going to take out Amaz, though, as Prep Time just shoots straight through the window and into blue. Gets the quick kill, and then Raid attempting to move up, but again, still not aware that Cookie's just sitting right underneath. He's going to get the Jackal track, though, and then Cookie's going to have to activate. He's going to move. Raid, instead of trying to capitalize on the information, doesn't quite make a move, waiting on one of his teammates to get the pinch. He sees him run across, but Cookie only put at half health, as Raid can't quite land all of his shots. He knows somebody's going to be to his right. That's where his teammate died, right outside, and just choosing to rotate completely around here. And if you look into the team where we're at right now, Ghostly set in a position to refrag, and then coming upstairs, Instinct and Yosh still holding it down, while Gilanu is literally in Hall at Vase. Yosh is going to take up Prep Time, though, but just like that, Instinct is going to take out Gilanu, and it's now a 3v4 in favor of MX again. Slifer's noticing that that Aqua wall is wide open. They're going to get the castle wall in kind of a unique way, especially since they still have all the Zofia charges, but it doesn't clear for the ADS. The Maestro Cam is going to go down, in fact, and they've rotated completely up. Cookie ripping down the castle door downstairs. Yosh watching across into luggage and waiting for this execute. His Instinct is prepped for them to push from Aqua. Mudra Roar is going to take out Ghostly, and then now he's going to have to contend with Instinct in a 3v3 as Raid takes some damage across from Hookah. From Yosh. Yosh is just going to make the push right into billiards, though. He sees Raid, and right against him gets a double kill. They're going for the plant. Going to fall off the plant. Yosh is going to go down in billiards as Cookie takes out more Roger. And it's up to Slifer looking into luggage. It's just going to be pinched between these two defenders that can't quite control the recoil of SMG-12 as Instinct finishes Slifer off to end the round. And we're now at a very quick 2-0 for uMx Gaming. A little bit better on the round in terms of the utilization of Jackal by Raid and just trying to get those tracks out. And, you know, a quick early pinch there between Prep Time and Raid, but then after that, they just kind of fell apart as they started taking the kills. They made the call to rotate away and kind of just leave Cookie, knowing he's been on fire, underneath in Sunrise, and just back off and come up. But then they allowed themselves to get pinched by Cookie because they didn't control kind of the rotates behind them. He was able to rotate up and then pinch them with Instinct and really get praise, especially Yosh, just knowing right when to push right up and get that quick kill on the Raid. But just a little work to be done, I think, on the coordination of Aqua, even with their subs. And uMx looking strongs after the first 2 rounds. So we're going to go to the tertiary site, which most commonly, unless you're G2 and just really enjoy playing Sunrise and Blue Bar, is going to be Penthouse Theater. And I can already tell you right off the bat, I've not seen what they're doing right now. So typically, this wall between the center couch-looking area, which is called VIP, and then bedroom, which is usually penthouse, this wall is completely reinforced and usually kind of a key focal point of the defensive team holding that, and then the key focal point for the attacking team to try to open up into that. But they've instead decided to rotate into VIP, reinforce the walls against the hall, and potentially play VIP by cutting everything off around it. And so super excited to see how this defense works out for these guys as they attempt to hold in kind of a unique way. And super exciting for me to see the way different teams can play uniquely. So Gil on the Jackal now, so kind of rotate off as Raid is switched over to Buck. Module Roar trying to move over on to the Aqua side with prep time, but kind of looking again at the roam presence. We have none. Raid's falling right behind the drone from Slifer underneath. Pretty clear that they have nobody underneath, and now knowing that everyone is upstairs, Cookie really the only true roamer here, playing over on Hookah, and Gil just going to go straight in and face clear Aqua as Slifer's right behind him. They realize it's castled off. He's got the feet. He knows Castle's in, but that was a good one. You know, he's got Castle. He's back away, but that leaves Cookie free and unobserved in Aqua. Slifer kind of know that Imaz is down, but Buck, just from underneath, Raid's going to take out Imaz, and Cookie already on as he takes out Module Roar. Playing from his position in Hookah, and then now trying to rotate back here as we know that Slifer's washing right across as he's prone and out, but Raid's still trying to get these quick kills underneath. Gil pushing on that Maestro, almost connecting on Instinct, but Instinct's proned out now and just waiting. The default cam is going to go down. Slifer's rotating over, knowing they have to get the wall. Prep time, though, has already gotten VIP. Kind of a weird position, especially with Cookie still stuck outside in the hallway, waiting on Prep time to make the move. He's going to see the peek hole, and Prep time takes out Yosh. An unfortunate play by Yosh. Slifer onto Instinct. Ghostly takes out Slifer, though, but on a whiff from Cookie, odd enough, Prep time's going to get a double kill on the round against Cookie, and it's all left to Ghostly, who's just hiding alone and unafraid in theater. Nothing he can do, though, as Gil takes out Ghostly to end the round, and Aqua able to take their first attacking round this match thus far, and it's now a 2v1. Much better round from Aqua there. They're playing a little bit more off information. They're slowing everything down and then trying to push together, making the plays, knowing when to rotate, going strong one side, executing, going strong the other, executing, and then be able to rotate back off, get their utility usage out, and then make the execute. Super strong from Aqua. uMx choosing not to go there again, especially since the sites are on a 3-round rotation, and so that's going to allow Kitchen to open back up since it's been 3 rounds since they played it the first time. And extremely strong the first time. We'll see if they can change up their strategies and then execute again on Kitchen. So, again, we're going to see Imaz trying to play in this Sunrise Blue Bar area. Casting off the windows this time, preventing him from being peeked, and then the remainder of the team just kind of prepping and hanging out in the Kitchen service area, which we talked about previously. So it's going to be an extremely, extremely exciting round here to see just how these two teams can hold on a site they've already played. So here we go. We're just going to start the round out. And now, as it's now a 1-2, still in favor of uMx. And Gil's just going to come right up White Stairs with the drone, getting some drone work in. Raid going right to the roof. Presumably going to be a top floor clear, despite the fact there are 0 roamers on the top floor. uMx again playing heavy downstairs, looking like very little variance in the way they're playing. So Cookie, super interested to see how he plays, but just picked right off on a great peek from Module Roar. And this Aqua attack is slowly figuring out the repetition of uMx here. And on the 4th round, looking significantly stronger than the first 2 rounds. Raid opening up. Slifer sitting right on Cool Vibes. He's making the call that someone's kind of around that area, which is going to be Yosh sitting right at the bottom. Instinct hanging above, but with full top control, it's just going to be a massacre as they start to open everything up wide right from the get-go here. Castle's going to open up his castle barricade and make the rotate around. Module Roar still stuck in just a tossy with Yosh here. But then Instinct pre-firing up and above, as you can see just the work absolutely being done by the team upstairs. Raid going right into the floor along with Gil from upstairs, utilizing both that Breach Hammer and the shotgun. That is the very, very common ITAS shotgun that's the secondary on to Gil. The nades are going to come out from Raid. Can't quite execute anything, and with 1 minute and 20 seconds, it's almost like they've stalled this. They've got complete top control, but they just have to decide what to do with it. Yosh hanging by right on Cool Vibes. Surprised he's not actually made the rotate up. As Module Roar is about to meet Yosh right at the bottom of Cool Vibes stairs. Stuck on the hold, and uMx being very disciplined, making sure not to push. But Prep Time is going to take out Ghostly right in kitchen, playing from upstairs. Yosh knows someone's peeking into Sunrise, and that's going to be Gil. The Jackal gone and down. So not being able to utilize the tracks very effectively there. Module Roar taking out a Maz while he's not paying attention for a double kill on the round, and Slifer ready to execute right into service as it's just Instinct left. And Yosh right next to the door, though. And if Instinct can get this quick peek off, he's not going to be able to get it against Slifer. And Slifer gets a 2nd kill on the round, and the plane is going to go down. Yosh left completely alone here. He's going to have to make the plays. He sees Roger, but whiffs almost every shot. Still able to get the headshot. As Yosh has a triple kill on the round, he's going to have to ace it if he wants to successfully pull this round off for his team. No impacts left. He's going to have to decide how to make this work. Raid protecting from above, and Slifer hanging just outside. And if Yosh makes the run out, he's watching for it. He just missed the peek here by Raid. He sees the peek hole. Yosh is going to go in, but can't quite execute onto Raid as Aqua takes the 2nd round in a row. It's now 2-2. Tied up between Aqua and Aqualix, and uMx. What a round. Just you see the attacking team just completely dominate there. And I really think uMx needs to learn. They're going to go back downstairs to kitchen here. And we need to see a heavier roam presence upstairs with Jackal, Sledge, Zofia, Habana. You're not going to be able to do absolutely anything on that side if you completely give the control up of the top floor, because then it's just going to be a massacre. 90% of that floor is destructible, and they're just opening thing after thing after thing. You don't have C4 to counter it. You're just literally having to hunker down and hope to God they don't open the floor right above you. We're going to see a couple switches come out. The Vigil being brought up. They're dropping the castle and picking up the Jaeger. So hopefully going for a little bit more of a roam presence here. And then the IQ coming out from Prep Time, switching off what has been, a slightly different character. But just 2 drones going right into sight and Ghostly dispatching them fairly quickly here. So kind of curious as to why that happened. I guess choosing not to save the drones, which are going to be extremely important late game. However, it's all going to work out. Instinct putting the Maestro cannon right over that door, and that's to stop the plant that typically can go down just right in front of that door. Again, choosing to close off 90% of the bars here, and now roaming upstairs on a good call from Cookie. So Cookie and Amaz, the 2 primarily roaming operators on their team right now, are just going to roam out, while Cookie hangs out at Aqua Bar and Amaz up in theaters. Aqua tries to make their attack, and if Aqua makes the mistake of thinking the top floor is completely clear here, this could prove very, very detrimental when they try to make this execute upstairs again. If they just assume it's clear and do very little drone work to ensure it. Amaz hanging right in theater, playing at a penthouse. Pretty common spot. Raid has opened up that bathroom floor. Or excuse me, the bathroom hatch. He's going to go straight in and drone. If he does his decent drone, he's going to identify that Amaz is playing there, and we'll see the execute action come out here. So Module Roar is cutting off VIP completely. They made the identification that he's still there, and Ray's just going to drop on it, open up into bathroom, and make the peek. He's got to know he's there. He sees the head crawling around. He's just not paying attention as Raid misses it. And just like that, Amaz punishes him. Gets the headshot and the double kill on the Module. Right, the triple kill on the Gil. All within 2 seconds. Prep Time takes out Cookie on the opposite side, but it doesn't matter because uMx just dispatched every single attacker that pushed him. One after another. Yosh get kind of aggressive onto Cool Vibes prep time with the gadget out, and gonna whip the 5.52 back out and try to push Yosh. As Yosh just patiently waits. Prep time getting aggressive, but Slifer trying to watch in the hall to make sure that they don't get pushed on here, but uMx just playing intelligently and just waiting. Prep time choosing to bounce off and just start opening the floor. They know they have to do something here. And then starts to make his move towards uMx. And uMx is hanging out in theater, but with Slifer and VIP and prep time in penthouse, they're going to have to push him here. And uMx is just waiting. You know uMx has to hear him right behind the wall. He's going to get peeked and knocked out on a beautiful pre-fire by prep time for a double kill on the round. And it's now turned into a 2v3 for Aqua, so definitely doable, especially now that they have complete top 4 control, as long as they ensure they don't get pushed back up on. Yosh leaving bottom of Cool Vibes and going into Sunrise Bar, kind of watching in the courtyard for that drop. That's your potential prep time, checking the pre-fire hole that Slifer made there earlier, and now they're just kind of stalled out again with 40 seconds left. They're going to have to figure out what to do with 3 full health defenders left on site, angled up in crossfires. Prep time rotating completely around to Slifer. They decided they're going to make that service entrance execute as Slifer now pulling the drone up. Prep time opening up in the kitchen window, but uMx is not scared. They're going to break out the window, go for the pre-fire here. They're going to see potentially what they can do, but prep time's right into a smoke canister, and prep time's going to go down to that smoke canister, and it's now a 1v3 on a good pre-fire smoke by Ghostly, if you can call that a pre-fire, and it's going to end the round as Instincts takes out Slifer in service. Just, man, thing after thing after thing happened that round, just full of exciting moments, and then just kind of a stall there, a lull in the middle of the round, which you usually see the longest point in while that attacking team decides what to do and then just over with. So that is now a 3-2 to uMx, and uMx, if they can pull this off, the next round will be a 4-2 at the half, and remember, this is the last defensive round of the half, and then we're going to switch. So Aqua's going to go on to defense for the next 6 rounds, and uMx will then move on to attack. So everything just completely swapping out here after this round. So at the very, very last round on defense, uMx is going to look to hold it out, while Hookah's going to look to attack on Hookah Billiards. This was the second round that we played at the beginning of the game, and uMx did win it the very first time through. We'll see if they can pull it off after struggling a little bit on their repeat of Kitchen here previously the past 2 rounds. Figuring out a little bit more once they got their roam under control and were actually able to play it off, and then just brilliant kills by uMx. Looks like already off the bat, Cookie going to be put at 75 health after Yosh or Instinct couldn't see. I wasn't paying attention on which one threw the impacts. Now that Maestro does have impacts, if you haven't been paying attention. Opening up the rotate, looks like over on Cool Vibe stairs. So unfortunate start for Cookie there. Has just been playing extremely strong up to this point. So we'll see how this goes. The final round of defense underway. Raid, Slifer, and Gil just really taking advantage of what's been going on here at the very end, and prep time just kind of carrying the attacking team here in terms of frags. If you look at it, really they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting for his team. Not that frags are everything, but they are a significant amount of this game, especially at this level. uMx is going to be the only roamer underneath, especially after his great performance on last round, and very quickly he's going to get droned out knowing he has to rotate. But great drone work coming out from Aqua finally. He's just about to get double pushed here, and Slifer trying to watch the rotate into Sunrise, and now uMx pushing right into Office. uMx just hanging out while this attacking team is going to have to work to clear him very efficiently. But it looks like most of their drone work has been completely lost and gone. Raid's going to take out Cookie upstairs, though. Slifer and prep time still just kind of almost ignoring uMx at this point. But that's Gil, Modger, and Raid all over on the penthouse side of the map as Ghostly just hanging out in a hall with Yosh watching the pre-fire. And if he just sits in this hole, it's going to prove pretty rough for him, especially with that hookah window opening wide up. So we can see that 90% of the the attackers downstairs completely forgotten at him. And if uMx can catch one of these attackers on roam, because he won't even hear him as they're pushing up, All he has to do is watch this angle. Prone in VIP is Modgers. They're starting to make the push up. Remember, Yash is holding the angle from Billiards right into VIP. This is that wall we were talking about a little bit while ago that you can open up between VIP and this site to make it a little bit more difficult for the defenders to hold angles out into the hallway. Slifer going to go ahead and drop out, but if you still pay attention, Amaz, his instinct is actually down though, and Amaz is going to completely miss. What is Amaz doing here? Prep time able to down Amaz, but doesn't quite know it. So that's instinct and Amaz down, as it's now up to Yash, kind of upstairs really, as the execute's going to start to come out. The execute's going to come out though. Yash is going to take out Raid. Can't quite get the double kill though, as it's now up to Ghostly upstairs. Ghostly's going to take out Gil in a 3v3, and Cool Vibes coming right up is Prep time and finishing off Amaz's Majoror kills Ghost, or to end the round. Or excuse me, no, it was Prep time. So Prep time finishing it off. At the half, that's a 3-3 half, so a super clean split there. Just Amaz had a great round before with the 3K, but what a whiff. Just not focusing kind of on the peripherals, which sometimes you get that tunnel vision looking onto Cool Vibes, which I'm sure that's what he was doing, trying to watch for the angles to come down, but just watched him for seconds before he just absolutely got obliterated. But like we said, we're now starting the 7th round of the matchup. So we're going to see uMx switch over to the attack and Aqua switch over onto the defense. So Orange, which typically starts defense, is going to now be on attack. The first site that we are going to start with, though, kind of like we talked about previously with the depending on your team being the number 1 pick site on defense, is going to be that Hookah Billiards. No change to the keys hold points here. You've got to hold that angle on VIP. On the attack to try to open that up, if you can pull it off. You've got to hold and kind of try to execute into Aqua from luggage, and then as long as you can lock those 2 angles down, you should be able 9% of the time with cover from Aqua get the plant off right behind the default plant spot. If you're talking about being in Billiards, which is right here behind A-Bomb. And that's going to be one of the main focal points, either there or right behind the bench here in Hookah is going to be the 2 primary plant points that most teams, not all obviously, it's all situation dependent, but most teams choose to go for. We are seeing an Ash come out from Amaz, and then a Thermite from Instinct, while Aqua preferred to bring the Havana. And oddly enough, Yasha actually hanging out on Thatcher, which we've yet to see this matchup yet. So really looking to deny some of the play that could potentially come out from Aqua here. Something else that we've really not seen too much of has been 6-picks, oddly enough. But some teams take advantage of them, some don't. And curious to see here. Majoror going to take the peek out, but Amaz going to just absolutely dominate Raid underneath from that service entrance, is just watching for the runouts here. Cookie now taking complete control of service, and Majoror's going to take out Yash. So that's now the 4v5, and Major's going to get a double kill onto Instinct right on the VIP balcony, and he knows he has the diffuser, so Prep Time's going to go ahead and make that push up. So it's Amaz underneath here, excuse me, on VIP balcony, and he's just going to go ahead and flash himself as Cookie's going to take out Gil on a play right into theater, and they've almost cleared out the roam here from the attacking team, but Major holding strong in VIP and just really almost unable to be pushed. Kind of taking a reverse hold. Amaz is trying to make this play onto Majoror, but just can't quite get it. Major's going to take the peek again, but Amaz is going to down and finish him out for a double kill from Amaz on the round. And very quickly, it's put Aqua in a 2v3 situation on defense. They identify the smoke played by Prep Time as Cookie tries to switch back over the luggage. So making the right call here if they can make the move over. Not sure why he's pushing down that center balcony. That's almost, or excuse me, the center hall. That's a death trap really, but they're going to make it work. They honestly need to alternate and rotate over and go for the execute on to, excuse me, Billiards here. But Prep Time coming out onto a Moss with SMG-11 right into luggage. They know both players in the hall. Prep Time absolutely just going off here as Ghostly doing the drone work for Cookie. Cookie knowing he has to switch around, pick up, choosing to now, okay, there he goes, grabs the diffuser and rotate through luggage. No one really watching Lugwich unless Prep Time can hear the call come out. He does. It backs. Oh, and another SMG-11 kill by Prep Time. Just really saving it here for Aqua. As he's going to take out Cookie, and it's all up to Ghostly here. As he tries to make the play in the hallway with just 15 seconds left without the diffuser. He sees Doc make the rotate Slifer. He's going to get some damage off, but Ghostly just kind of hanging out here as Slifer's prone, but with the triple kill on the round from Prep Time. All with the SMG-11, folks. If you say the recoil can't be controlled, I can't control it, but it could definitely be controlled as long as you play like Prep Time. Got a 3K on that round, ending it right into the hallway. And there is your scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Prep Time absolutely going ham. 12-4 for the game so far, and extremely instrumental in that hold by Aqua after several early picks by uMx, despite some good play we did see come out from Modroor there with a double kill in VIP2. Just some very frag-heavy differences on Aqua, while uMx just kind of bounced throughout the board. Just a very close game overall, though, and super excited to see it as we go down to kitchen. So going downstairs here, Aqua is going to attempt to hold what was uMx's preferred and favorite site. While they struggled on it on attack and only won it one of the 3 times it was played underneath, we'll see if they can do a better job of holding it on defense. Raid playing extremely strong, utilizing the Valk at least. Trying to, not necessarily by kills, but just by information. So they got Raid and Gil on cams. That's a total of 5 cams coming out across their team. Just from just straight utility. And they obviously favor extremely strongly the ability to gain information for their team. Cookie, not really sure what he's doing with the Twitch drone. Kind of a waste there. Just completely getting rid of the Twitch drone in prep phase. I'm not going to touch anymore. If you don't know why that's a bad idea, we'll talk about it later. Just let me know or ask a friend. That's probably the best place. Phone a friend, right? But definitely not the best idea to lose your Twitch drone that early in the round. We are going to see Raid play off with Modra yet again as the roam clear comes out on the top floor pretty heavy. So this is, again, probably tied for the most defenders we've seen play upstairs when the side spin down. But the push is going to come in. Cookie's sitting on Aqua balcony. Yash and Instinct hanging out near VIP with the drones work coming out. Ghostly sitting up on the bathroom hatch. Instinct watching it. They've got him pinched here. All these defenders have to do, though, is be patient. Raid makes some good use of the Valkyrie cams. We talked about the ability to play off information. That's going to be super important for this team as a push comes in. Amaz is going to be in pushing the 90 hall. But Modger is going to rotate off towards that VIP window. He's going to see the peak come out. Not going to quite get the kill, but he knows Amaz is going to come down. And Amaz just absolutely whiffs on the half-health Modger. Modger gets the kill, but immediately refragged there by Instinct from that VIP window. And now Yash a quarter health after the tussle with Amaz. Now back to a 4v4, and that's Raid kind of left alone upstairs to delay and hold off this uMx defense. Raid going to get that kill onto Cookie, though, which is their Twitch gone. So the F2 is off the board, and that's extremely, extremely strong. Raid kind of playing into luggage from Aqua, just holding out there. Instinct and Yash still nervous, though, as Ghostly's just needs to get off here and play the drone, but still Raid being a thorn in the side from Aqua Balkan. Slifer, though, is going to take out Yash from upstairs. Instinct finally takes out Raid. And that is the top floor presence gone unless Slifer decides to get aggressive yet again from Cool Vibes. And it's all up to Instinct and Ghostly. As Ghostly still thinks someone's upstairs and not quite willing to admit it. Hasn't even got the default cam yet, by the way. And Aqua just making the drone work down. There's the default cam going to go down. These players on Aqua have to know where the uMx players are at based on just the amount of information they're getting off cameras right now. And they have complete set of information here. Making the pre-fire holes, Instinct and Ghostly have only 30 seconds to make the execute on the side. It looks like they're going to start from the bathroom side. So coming down the white stairs, they're stuck in the lobby and they're trying to angle just in the hallway as Ghostly moves over into blue bar, opening up the wall with that ever popular hammer. And Thermite making the call to open up the wall with just 15 seconds left. It's it's going to have to be an all-out frag fest, and Ghostly's going to get number 1 onto Slifers. It's now a 2v2, and it's up to Instinct here as Instinct tries to rotate in, but can't quite get it as the last 2 kills split between Gil and Prep Time. Aqualix takes their second straight round on defense, 5-3. What an absolute beast of a team right now, coming alive after what looked like an initial struggle in the first 2 rounds of the game. Aqua really found their stride here in the last several rounds, both on attack and defense. Very little variation, again, coming out in the teams. We're going to see the Buck come out instead of the Twitch, and then Prep Time dropping the Mute. And so that's going to be both Smoke and Mute on the board coming into this, and just absolutely playing out that information we talked about from Raid and Gil. Just going to be absolutely instrumental. And instead of going to Penthouse, since they do not have that mirror that is banned, we are going to go down to Sunrise Blue Bar. Sometimes, often, the favorite site of Pro League teams like G2. But it's a little bit more tricky to do when you don't have a coordinated team. But Aqua, I guess, really feeling themselves after the past couple rounds of coordination. Going to attempt to try and hold on this site. They don't have a cast or anything else. We'll see if they actually do open up the bottom end to courtyard, and they in fact are. So kind of the default hold here. They're opening everything wide up and trying to play it from off angles. Curious to see how it works. So we've yet to see this site be played during the mashup. The roam upstairs, we're going to see Raid yet again, kind of playing upstairs. But this time solo is Modger, Roar playing potentially maybe on Cool Vibes. Prep Time also placing a Mute, so they're really nervous about that Cool Vibe stairs. But Raid choosing to come down, and Prep Time choosing to come up with that deadly shotgun SMG-11 combo. If you'll notice, Gil is hanging right behind that main desk. The push coming in here as they attempt to execute on Raid and Prep Time, who are now both upstairs. It's a Moz and Instinct from VIP. Yosh hang out on Aqua balcony, and they're going to have to know fairly quickly, despite the drone going the other way, that they do have Prep Time and Raid hang out. The Drain is finally going to spot them, and so the execute's going to start coming down here. Yosh just on Aqua, not quite making the push with Cookie. Choosing both to drone him out yet again, as now both Aqua players are trapped. Amaz going to take out Prep Time, though, on a long angle all the way from VIP. And Amaz knows there's one more. Raid being the lone defender upstairs again, but not afraid. It's the last round went extremely well for Raid. Just hang out, immediately droned out. They know in Aqua, but they have the refrag. He's just kind of pushing right in front of Blue Cool Vibe stairs, though. But Raid's going to take out Amaz, fall back, but he got some support from his team as Slifer needs to come up onto the Cool Vibe stairs, get the smoke grenades out, delay this attacking team as they're making the push right onto the base. They know they're there, but just won't quite make that turn. Instinct getting dangerous, making the pre-fire across and over onto base. Yosh opening the wall up right on that typical Cool Vibes rotate when you're playing upstairs, and Ray just knowing to completely fall off all the way back to pool entrance, and Slifer down as well, sitting at the bottom of the Cool Vibes. So now is the time for Cookie to start utilizing the skeleton key to open up from above. It's now top floor control is completely cleared, but no one really watching their rotates, as Slifer is just one good push away to make the execute. Yosh and Instinct moving to that sunrise door. Raid waiting right there patiently. Slifer starting to deny now that there's only 50 seconds left, as Cookie's watching the rotate across from main, but Gil has rotated all the way back into office. Now playing wide and across through Blue Bar. The push being executed on to Raid here, but Instinct and Yosh just getting in that absolute massive fight. Yosh here coming out with that pre-farm. He's going to see Raid. Downs Raid, and then the finish is going to come out. Yosh doesn't know he's down, though. No clue, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get killed from above as Cookie takes out Gil. Raid's still alive, but just kind of unaware almost. Slifer's able to execute onto Ghostly as Slifer's going to rotate above, but then be immediately killed inside hookah by Cookie. He's had a double kill on the round. Yosh executes onto Raid, and the final kill not able to come out as Modger's just holding on patiently. With just a few seconds left, he just has to wait for the plant to come out. The plant is going to go down. It's by Instinct. And Modulor has to make the push. All he has to do is wait, though. The diffuser is going to come down, and he just has to actually execute, and he is going to take out Instinct. And it's all up to Yosh. His Modulor is on fire right now, but has no idea that Mosh, both of them at quarter health, is sitting right outside. So Yosh rotating back around to the sunrise door here. He knows he's there. He knows. Yosh is being super patient with him. Just kind of waiting. He knows he has to make the push. But can't quite get it as Yosh is able to salvage the round for uMx after a good attempt by Modulor there. And it's now 5-4 still Aqua. What an absolute beast there as he tries to hold on but can't quite finish the salvage of the round against Yosh. The hold is just too strong. But we are going to rotate back up to the preferred site, back onto Hookah Billiards to start the rotation all over again. It has been 3 rounds. Now we're into the last 3 rounds of the game. There is no overtime. There's only 12 rounds. If you get at least 7 of those rounds, you get 3 points. If you tie it 6-6, each team gets 1. And then if you get less than either of those, you're walking away with your head hung, your tail between your legs, and 0 points for your team. And in a very close matchup with the last 3 rounds left, Aqua just has to win 2 of them if they want to ensure the victory. Meanwhile, uMx needs all 3 if they want to win, and they need at least 2 of them if they want to tie. So again, we talk about the super key walls here. If you're just joining us, it's going to be those VIP walls right from the couch that Rage reinforcing, and then the gill in the back. Kind of looking right at the scoreboard, we have a lot of support players coming out, but then we also have just absolute fraggers as Prep Time is crushing it this game around, along with Modulor. It's really holding it together for Aqua, and they're still pulling up and above the top. Yosh coming in, though, is with that Legion play with 6 assists, and just kind of an all-round, good performance. There's not really any, super weak players on either team, just based off the way that everyone's playing. Everyone coming out fairly strong and representing their teams. So Cookie making the move up onto Penthouse window and trying to see what he can do right onto Service Door, but they're just knowing they have to execute because Modulor is playing in that Penthouse. And we kind of look at the cam here. Ray just waiting on a run up maybe from Office underneath, and then that leaves Prep Time and Gil just defending site while Slifer is hanging on cool vibes and Modulor is alone and unafraid here. He's going to go ahead and be droned out. He knows it's come out, but he's potentially could get pinched here as he's sitting right in the couch portion next to White Window. Slifer holding with that ACOG, a strong focal point on the cool vibe stairs. Instinct opening up from VIP, trying to get that long angle. Emzo pushing up though, or Emma, excuse me, right as Roger Moore runs into Ghostly with the headshot and crushes the sledge in theater as he's now attempting to move up. But Amaz is going to see Modulor right from the White Window push and is going to get the kill after coming straight up White Stairs. It's now a 4v4 with a minute and a half left. The primary roamer down, kind of getting a little bit aggressive there. They're going to need to use the grenades, but they're out from Cookie to take care of that Maestro cam, but they're not going to quite be able to get it. They've identified that Slifer is sitting on cool vibes, but now 2 of the players are going to have to push Prep Time, but Raid is going to take out Cookie right underneath, kind of on a long angle into luggage, potentially almost, it looked like. But now Slifer trying to hold Raid, is washing in the luggage, in fact. And Slifer kind of coming off, but it's now up to Prep Time trying to hold this fairly strongly. His Instinct running out yet again. Josh kind of stalled in VIP, looking for this Valkyrie cam, but can't quite find it. Lamar is still unable to shoot this default cam. Finally able to get it before the executors. They move up now with just 50 seconds left. Deciding to go for that default plant we talked about previously. Yosh missing Prep Time, though. Prep Time knows someone's got to be in Aqua. Prep Time going to take out Emaz, but Instinct immediately with the refrag on a great double push from them as he takes out Prep Time. Instinct crushing Slifer throughout the wall, right in the prep hole. He's going to see Gil and just goes for a triple kill there, but from underneath, Raid's going to get it right up into the default plant spot, and it's now 1v1. Yosh in it again. This time, though, it's Raid instead of Modulor. The plant is going to go down right on the pool table. Super strong to be held, especially from outside. And with 13 seconds left, Raid's going to have to figure out how to hold this. He knows Yash is rotated back off. Not exactly sure where. He hears the wire going down. Raid makes a push here and very comfortably able to kill Yash. And that's going to put him in match point here with a very easy defuse time. It's going to go down. And now 6-4 Aqualix Esports as we go into match point round. They just only need to win one of the next 2 rounds in order to win this game. uMx absolutely has to be feeling the pressure here as they have to win both rounds just to tie after that round. Not really sure what Yash is doing, trying to break that barb. He knows someone's coming up on him, but can't quite get the full execute. They're just, you know, primarily, like, you just kind of almost have to watch, like, if you know where he's coming, if your team has drone set up, which I don't think they did, which is just, you know, another lesson in learning that, like, you absolutely 100% have got to save your drones, and it's going to be extremely useful late game, especially when you try to identify the retakes and see him and just kind of hang in there blind. He was just super lost. But in any case, we're going to go downstairs to kitchen. So Aqua playing on their second site, which again was uMx's preferred, as they try to close out the game. Super interested to see if Cookie actually saves the switch run this time as we go into the final round. But again, very little variation here. Just consistently bringing almost at least, you know, the same lineup over and over again. This time prep time breaking out the Legion instead of that strong SMG-11 shotgun combo. But just absolutely putting in work this time around. Him and Modulor both. Aqua's got to be feeling really good, especially after the slow starts. They come in at 0-2 initially, and then they've been able to go 6-2 in the next 8 rounds. Just kind of taking a little bit of time to find themselves along with their subs and have been able to pull it off just like that. And now we're in match point on Aqua's favor, so looking extremely good for this 9% sub team. Modra is going to be roaming back upstairs again. What can you expect? Raid kind of playing a loose in lobby, but not really roaming. Prep time underneath this time, though. Modra's just waiting to get pushed to get some of those free kills, right? Bathroom hatch is going to get opened up, though, by Amaz as Ghostly is going to start throwing his drone just immediately in. They very quickly identified Modra, whereas he now knows he has to fall off. But, again, everyone's droning, and nobody's really just kind of making the executes. They're watching the rotations and the angles, but nobody's acting off information. Yash is down, but Yash is going to take out Modra after the quick drop and execute from the IP balcony, and they're trying to clear upstairs. But Raid, the other typical roamer here with some backup from Slifer on Cool Vibes, where he so commonly plays, is going to have to defend and hold against this swarm of a team. Fight or fly instincts from UMZ. Excuse me, uMx. The rotate coming around. Ghostly just immediately opening everything up, and Raid's going to have to do something rather than just sit here if he helps his team out, or just the defenders underneath who are just going to start feeling the pressure, or just going to start getting massacred from above as the stress starts to come out. But Raid just kind of watching the Valk cams here. He knows where they are. He's got 3 of them identified in penthouse. He's going to be droned out. He knows what he has to do. The pre-fire is going to kind of come out here from Yash. And Yash is just going to hold the angle and wait, but barely missing Raid here. Here's the breach charge being placed. It's going to open back up. Yash is just going to re-peek it here. As right now, it's holding his 2 defenders. Ghostly, though, is going to take out Gil, and that's from above. Is the Sledge doing work on that Maestro we talked about? Raid having to push. Raid just really delaying here a little too much, as he's now being double pushed, but Raid going to die to Yash on a double kill, so Yash single-handedly clearing the upstairs roam, and prep time now just struggling. Waiting on the push to come in from Yash. Yash getting a little too aggressive, and it's now 2v4. If they can secure this for the round, but Slifer takes out Ghostly Instinct. Rocks prep time, and it's now Slifer against, with full health, against a 3-man stack on this uMx attack. Cookie trying to drone out exactly where Slifer's at. He identifies it. He's going to push out after getting Twitch drones, and Instinct's getting yet another kill on the round as he just watches the long angle from courtyard. And it's now 6-5. We have one more round to go, ladies and gentlemen. This round is the end of the game. There is no overtime. There is no do not stop, do not collect $200, do not pass go, none of that. We're not doing it. This is the last round, and we're going right back down to kitchen service, knowing they don't want to go to Penthouse Theater, which Aqua has yet to play. So Aqua going down for one more try against uMx. uMx can either tie this game up if they continue to push well, or Aqua can take the win. Something that really has to happen and come out here is we just really need to see the aggressive roam. The first 6 pick, I think, of the game is going to come out onto Mozzie, by the way, by prep time. Trying to stop maybe some of those drones and that drone work. But Raid absolutely has to get a little bit aggressive playing upstairs. He can't just hide and wait on a drone to find him and then just decide that that's when he's going to fight or try to make his play and just get pushed and crushed. Because if a coordinated attack finds him anywhere with double drone and all the offense and the guns and everything they have, then they're just not going to be able to get him. Not at all. And then he's just not going to be able to get any kills. And they're just not going to be able to pull it off at all. So, extremely confused here and concerned. We'll see actually what happens. But we'll pull it off here. And all he has to do is just play a little bit more aggressive to delay time. That's a roamer's job. They have to delay time. And Raid now getting a little bit aggressive, trying to get some Val cams placed outside and able to pull it off. Raid now playing up in VIP, getting an extra cam off, but he's going to be immediately droned out. And really, prep time trying to help him out with a Mozzie drone, but Raid is the only one upstairs after we just talked about how quickly upstairs control is going to absolutely ruin the scene if they're not able to hold it. So, quick plays coming out, and unless they can figure out how to hold it here, it's not going to turn out very well for them. Raid making moves, rotating from Penthouse and Theater over to the hookah side as they attempt to keep guessing, but he's going to need some help upstairs from his teammates if he's going to actually be able to hold this. But nothing coming. The attacking team of uMx is just about to drone Raid completely out, and he is going to get spotted here by Yash's drone and luggage. So the call's coming out about where he's at, but again, now just moving so much as Yash is just now trying to find Raid and get the push. They've got to know he's there. The calls come out from the camps. If he just shoots right now, Yash is dead. Potentially a double kill, but now the push is going to come out. Yash making the move down the hall, followed by the drone. He's going to get droned out. They know he's there. And then now Yash is going to watch the rotate off, and the luggage is going to fall off for some reason. Raid's just going to stay in place. Raid holding while Yash moves all the way around through luggage and could potentially just get him in the back here, but firing just too early. Raid's able to make the adjustment here and just continue delaying time as Modra Roar waiting right underneath White Stairs, but prep time is going to take out a Moz from upstairs as he's rotated up onto Raid on a kind of a late flank, but Raid is going to go down by Yash, and doesn't matter though because Modra Roar is going to get a kill onto Yash playing from White Stairs. So good push up and play there by Aquas. They're just able to bounce off each other and make the push. They've got the drone out. They've got to know prep time is upstairs in VIP. Cookie and Instinct hang out in Theater, and Ghostly just opening up VIP with little care of the world. They know someone's hanging out in Village, so he's continued to open while still checking, and all prep time has to do here is just make some noise. Let him know he's there. Let him know he's not going away, as they've now rotated service entrance, and it's Gil's time to sign. He has to know he's there. Slifer's got to start throwing the smoke cancer down. He's got 2 left. There's 30 seconds left. You can smoke service entrance off for the remainder of the round with what you have, and he's got to do that if he wants to delay this attacking team. The gadgets are so strong for that, but Cookie is going to kill Slifer. Slifer tries to peek. Cookie's going to make it in, though, all the way into service, and Instinct's also in. Not sure what Gil's trying to do. Play the fight here. Gil's going to really take some damage off of Cookie here as they watch the rotate. The plant's going to go down, and Gil just not really utilizing the utility the way it should be. Prep time taking out Instinct. They've got to know someone's out back. Cookie just really waiting on the push. Ghostly's above. Ghostly taking out Modra Roar. That's a strong player here as it's now on a 2v2. Cookie still hanging out outside. Gil just completely unsure of himself while prep time is going to have to come up with half of the diffuser left. It's now a 2v2 situation. Fight or die. Cookie's going to take out Gil. prep time is going to take out Ghostly for a triple, and he knows he has to jump outside, get the kill, and go for the defuse if he wants to pull it off. He knows he's hanging just around the corner here. He sees him, but it doesn't matter as uMx wins the game, ties it up. And that's the end. That's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We come out into a tie. Oh. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. There is no overtime. It's set. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. That is the end of it at a 6-6 overtime on a great game by these guys. It almost looked like Aqua held it out there but couldn't quite pull it off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hydro League. I'm Misfit Midas, and that is the first game under wraps there as we saw the tie come out between Aqualix and uMx here. Stay tuned for the next game. And in just a few minutes, as soon as we can get it set up, we're going to have Reckless versus WiSe Esports come out in the second match of the day. So stand by. We'll get it set up. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our second match of the night. This is Hydro League, and again, I'm your caster, Misfit Midas, and we're going to be watching the matchup of WiSe Esports versus Reckless. The map is going to be Bank, and we are entering, let me try English again. We are entering our operator ban phase. So the bans will come out, again, with Reckless getting the first and fourth ban since they are on defense. Habana, the first one, extremely strong operator on this map, especially with the number of hatches that are on the first floor alone. There are 5 hatches that you can open up into downstairs, and you have multiple hatches upstairs as well that you can open up when trying to enter into first floor. Habana able to get 3 of those hatches, an extremely, extremely strong operator. Jackal, the second one coming out, and those are both going to be from WiSe. So just not wanting to having to worry about roam clear at all while they are on defense. And then Mira, in an effort to prevent Reckless from kind of playing maybe like a reverse one into CC so they can stop the Habana charges, pellets, and then also look in. And then Echo, the final ban from Reckless, usually indicates a Maestro player when they ban the Echo, because typically you bring one or the other, and we'll see how it goes, though, as we enter our first round onto Bank. Again, if you are new to competitive settings, or if you're just new to the stream tonight, we explained in the last game. But if you start on defense, you play 6 straight rounds on defense. And if you start on attack, you play 6 straight rounds on attack. And then you switch at the half. You play to 12 rounds. There is no overtime. There is no extra rounds. It's just this. You have to get 7 to win. You get 3 points, and then 6 to tie. Starting downstairs, the predominant site on Bank, we're going to Locker CCTV first. And the 6 picks, unlike last game, are actually going to come out onto this one. So Mr. Granana coming in hard on the Montaigne. And then the Valkyrie also coming out. So again, we are starting downstairs. What's going to be extremely key to this hold is how servers is played. That's the room to the top right there, as they figure out how the attackers are going to take that if they so choose. The most common ways to attack this side are either through servers or from the garage side of things. Very rarely do you see people drop kind of those back hatches for like a primary push. And then you have to open up these 2 hatches, looking on my screen. Not have to, but, you know, preferred. That way you can kind of get some crossfire and angles into A, breach the wall that's currently half shot open so they can't breach it very well, and then plant right there next to the wall. That's how this has to be played, but playing extremely weird here is Axis is actually going to play upstairs in small office, which the hatch opens. So kind of a defender heavy upstairs here as we attempt to see how it goes, but that's 3 players playing upstairs alone. As we enter this first round, WiSe is going to have to really figure out how exactly they want to attack it. And Mr. Granana immediately into servers. The drone's coming out here as Leonard just running straight in upstairs, and Shimzu hanging out in tellers. You know Jake has got to be making the call. There's a Maestro and a second player here. He's trying to turn the camera up so he doesn't lose it. But Dino just hang out in archives as well. So that's a couple people here just kind of playing as Knight tries to go for the peek into small office, trying to find some of these players, but Knight could get the actual move. And then looking downstairs here, that's now 3 players in servers already, as Susie and Jake have completely fallen off. So this could be a very quick, easy plant for WiSe Esports if they're not careful, but they can't forget the Axis is playing just above. Knight just holding the angle here. The Sheep is now going to go for the plant right behind the Montaigne. They're now going to have to react fairly quickly here, as Valk is going to go ahead and drop down. Mr. Granada trying to get the plant off, but the plant does go off as Axis takes out Reckless, or excuse me, Sheep Loco, and Legend's going to take out Axis on the refrag. But now it's a 3v4 as Jake has taken out Legend as well, with very little health coming from above. The defenders are just collapsing onto the site as Jake just runs completely down and out, checking tunnel, and those are not there. Dean's going to take out Knight. Now it's a 1v4. But Leonard not giving up. So he takes out Shimzu and Dean. The defuse is going down. He doesn't know it, though, and can't quite make the peak. He's not going to be able to get the triple kill here. He's going to drop and die, but the defuse is going to go down by Suika. And that's the first round, ladies and gentlemen, on an absolutely wild hold there by Reckless, and had the way they just set a trap in servers and then collapsed. So WiSe struggling a little bit there after the first round, but great push there from Reckless as they were able to just retake and stomp on the site, kind of almost like a prey that you notice they had the Maestro Cam and Jake and Suika just kind of hanging down there, and then backed off a little bit, let them think that servers and site was clear. Then WiSe executed down into servers, went for the plant, but then WiSe just pounced. Reckless just pounced, and WiSe didn't have like the spread out attacker ability, just kind of hold the angles and just refrag as people pushed. We're going to see some 6 picks come out. Axis is going to switch off the Clash back to the Valk, and going to be super vital here as we go upstairs, which is most commonly the second preferred site on this map. And you're going to see Suika opening up the wall just above those top 4 square walls. And you do this because you're going to have operators like Jake now with the Maestro. And let me see if he actually has them. Don't know if he does. He doesn't. So it's only going to be actually no one. So the only thing they're going to be able to... I was going to say you can impact trick that wall there. So if they attempt to try to get the charge off on the opposite side, you can impact trick it through the hole. But they don't have anything to impact trick with, despite having 2 operators that could have brought an impact. Looks like it'll just end up being more of a C4 hole there for Suika. But we'll see how this plays out here at the start of the round. Dean looked like he's sitting right on that strong point at top of Banana, peeking out into parking here, is just kind of pausing and waiting for the spawn peaks as Knight knows someone has to be playing there, and Dino is also standing by and ready. Knight just kind of slowly making moves across the parking garage, almost afraid to kind of overexpose himself here. But we're going to notice all 5 of the defending players on Reckless are just hanging out right inside sight. But Dino is going to take out Knight, and that was the angle we talked about watching. So right on the windows, you have that bulletproof cam there placed down by the castle so you can watch it and see. They know someone's on the rappel. Axis is going to run out and get the rappel kill, but he doesn't know someone's out on main door. He does, and it doesn't matter as Axis gets a double kill on a Mr. Granana. And just like that, WiSe Esports is down to 2 men with just a minute gone from the round. Sheep, Loco, and Leonard are now going to have to make some kind of play to figure out how to make the move from here. As you can kind of all pop back out here, and you'll see the spread of the defenders. They're just both stuck and waiting. Leonard getting a couple decent kills there on the last round, trying to make the hold, but by and large, she's going to have to pull his weight with 5 defenders patiently waiting for these guys to push. It's going to be a fairly large disaster here as this comes out. So just kind of waiting on that wall to break. He sees the break. He sees the thermite, but just backs off right at the wrong time here. And so we could just kind of hanging out as Sheep gets right back on his drone, the wall open. Leonard coming up to Banana. He's going to have to contend with Dean, who sees him just like that. And now Dean knows he's there. He's going to have to wait. Leonard knows he can't go up there anymore. He's going to pre-fire in the elevator just in case the drop was ready from above and coming in and hiding. But that's now just a very strong defensive layer still set. And with a minute left, Leonard's bought all the time he can buy as he rotates over to Sheep upstairs. As the team of Reckless is just so disciplined and calm as they wait and wait for this attacking WiSe offense to make a push. Dino's going to have the long angle here on the thermite, utilizing that shield strongly. They're not even going to push the opening wall here, and instead choose to push it right into luggage where Suika is playing. He's going to throw the C4 out. Sheep Loco is going to take out Dino, which was that Doc playing at the very back of the shield, and it's now 2 operators, 20 seconds left, but very quickly Shimzu's going to dispatch Leonard, and it's now turned into a 1v4 for Sheep Loco. 1 kill on the round. He takes out Axis with a beautiful headshot at the top elevator stairs, but Suika there for the refrag as Sheep Loco goes down, and it's now 0-2 Reckless after 2 extremely strong defensive rounds here from Reckless. Going into round number 3, we're going to have to go to the tertiary site, which instead of Teller's Archives, Reckless choosing to go to Staff and open area. I'm super excited to see what they do here after watching kind of how they played basement earlier, just kind of the non-standard site holds, able to pounce it from outside. And if they're playing anything like they played the first 2 rounds, WiSe is going to have to be extremely careful to do a brilliant roam clear and not take the bait on an open site. Axis going with the pulse, going to be able to get some cheeky play, early information, and we'll see just how they executed. This is the least defendable, arguably in the least common site in the map. Leaving Jake and Dino the only two on sides. The other three go upstairs. Fairly typical based on what we saw the first round. And now we'll see if they can't pull it again, where they have this kind of delayed strategy where they hold really strong upstairs, break the hatches, and then they execute and drop right down on site. And I think super key to WiSe here is going to be able to figure out how they can execute on break, as there are no hatches from above and no way they can really just be taken out as long as they can get the secure of both the bottom forward square and then the plan off here, kind of off in that corner almost. But they're going to have to figure it out here. They don't have much time to do it, though, as the round is now underway, and they know they're staffed in open area, which I'm sure is the last thing this team expected them to get. Legend immediately going for the drone upstairs, using that gridlock. Super going to important for the track she can pull out and cut off the rotates. Sheep logos hang out, and Mr. Granada is already droning down and into stairs. You look kind of the defensive lineup here. Suika is hanging out downstairs, as well as Axis and Jake and Dino. So actually kind of not a heavy roam here. It's just Shimzu upstairs, and it's going to be all up to him to hold right in janitors, as they're getting pretty much a four-man push here from Stock. And also, so Leonard going to go ahead and identify the amount of utility kind of being used in janitor's closet, and they have to know that someone's there. Even if they don't push in, you've got to know that someone's sitting there, just based on the sheer amount of utility that's just waiting. And they do now, because Shimzu has went ahead and fired some of his SMG-11 shots right across, and push is going to come out here as Axis takes out Knight, though, as Axis, the Pulse, just hang out right from underneath and is going to play above as they attempt to make the clear out. But Mr. Granada attempting to push Shimzu here along with Sheep. And nobody quite able to get him out of the closet. One already down for a C4 on the push. Great pulse usage. And Mr. Granada going to try and make the push with his SMG-11. So it's a battle of the submachine guns, as Shimzu just patiently waiting. As now Granada rushes in, but it doesn't matter. Shimzu takes him out with the SMG-11. He wins the fight. Sheep logo going to push and make the secondary peek on it. But Shimzu gets another kill, this time with the shotgun, as now the diffuser's down, and it's just 2v5 trying to push upstairs. Legend and Leonard both trying to make the execute, but now being deterred by Jake's Maestro cam, as Shimzu is still just hanging out upstairs. Really been a complete effect, and now he's just dropped off. He knows he has 50 seconds left. He's literally delayed 2 full minutes of the round by himself, with the exception of Axis utilizing the C4 to kind of slow down. And then now Axis is rotated upstairs, and Leonard's attempting to find him, but he's also dropped back off. So kind of just this brilliant delay strategy coming out by Reckless here, is now Legend and Leonard are stuck upstairs making the play here against this just extremely tactile. He sees the ping come off. He knows someone's on stairs, unless he just didn't see it. The Legend getting the pre-fire off, trying to take out a little bit of health there on Dino. But Legend moves it back upstairs with 18 seconds left. Axis is going to get a second call on the round onto Leonard, and it's all up to Legend in a 1v5. And with just 10 seconds left, he's about to drop into the Lion's Den. And just like that, he's going to go down as the fourth kill on the round for, or excuse me, the third kill on the round for Shimzu there. 3 kills for him and 2 for Axis. I just love watching this team play defense. It's absolutely incredible, as Reckless just knows when to roam, when not to roam, how to delay it, and it kind of reminds you of prime time G2 when they're playing their best. They have this roam set up, delay, get the kills, kind of throw them off, bound up from other angles, get the knocks, and then just drop off and completely fall off, having wasted 2 minutes, and then making it now a 3v5 or a 2v5 on site, and just making it absolutely unstoppable, constantly shifting players so the drone work is never able to pinpoint where players are. Just an absolutely flawless, you can tell, extremely practiced defense from Reckless coming out right now, as WiSe now attempting to attack their 4th site in a row, having lost 3 back-to-back-to-back against Reckless, as we move back downstairs. And we'll see what kind of variations Reckless brings, if any at all, just because of kind of the level of victory almost that we've seen come out from Reckless here. Not sure if they'll change anything up, to be perfectly honest, as they really like what they're doing. And they honestly will more than likely stick to it. And some Valcam usage. Here, and there's the drones coming out. But again, like we're just talking about drone discipline earlier. We'll talk about it again. They still have only 3 drones left on the board. And it's, you know, the prep phase isn't even over yet. So just extremely concerned and confused as to like what's happening with the drones. They're just not really valued probably in the way they should. And we'll see if they can change as we go. But now into round number 4. Knight choosing not to go back onto parking garage. As instead choosing to just make a move straight down into the garage. Kind of saw this if you watch Pro League in the Space Station versus Row game, as kind of saw Slash just utilizing the Nook to try to push down into the garage. But he's got to know here that Jake is playing just around the other corner. Very common Maestro slot because you can play the long angle. They have someone on the cam, so they made the call that he's coming down on that bulletproof. It doesn't matter, though. Knight's going to take out Jake on a really great push here. Now, Leonard and Knight both have control of garage, and that leaves exactly 1 defender on site. Shimju's dropped down to support, though, as they know they've lost kind of that Maestro and garage. So that still leaves 2 players above, and just really leaving the roam clear completely alone. So they're going to make the execute and try to make it happen again. He's going to burn the Maestro cam off. The exact same thing that happened previously is going to happen again. The wall is going to open up, and the plant's going to get set for. They're watching the rotates this time. They're learning from their mistakes previously. But just Axis and Dino is still kind of left halfway up and out of the site, just waiting to pounce. Knight making the move up from garage. Right? Almost in the sight here. But Souza trying to open that angle up just a little bit more so they can use the smoke when they have to. Sheep trying to pre-fire down the long angle because he knows someone's sitting back there. But he's just not going to peek it. Extremely well disciplined. They know Legend and Leonard are just hanging out right in the back, waiting to get aggressive. Legend's sitting upstairs, though. Axis and Dino still just kind of waiting to make that pounce. Dino especially onto the garage. They're starting to fall back out, though, and then now the plant's going to go down. I don't think they have the information. They don't know the plant's going down. It's kind of falling back off. They're trying to bait some of that utility usage. But Leonard is in. And Leonard is going to get a double kill onto Shimzu. And Suzuki a triple kill onto Dino. And that's 3 kills from Garage for Leonard here. And if he can get this 4K, it's all up to Axis. No, 1v4. The diffuser's going to go down. Axis is stuck. Based on this, he's going to almost have to drop here. He sees Knight as Knight's trying to play off and against. But can't quite get it as Legend finished it off on Axis. He utilized the own rotate hole against him. And WiSe not quite falling for the method to the madness that time. They figured it out. They executed and they won. And it's now 1-3 as we're going into round number 5. Reckless still looking strong, but they're going to go back downstairs to lockers and CC. We'll see what they change up. We'll see what they don't, but they might be able to just pull it out here just based on basic changes. But we're going to go right upstairs. They don't feel comfortable trying to re-execute the exact same strategy they just utilized. Moving upstairs, fresh start. They know they won it the second time. We'll see if they can't pull it off again. If they can come out 5-1 on this defense, it's going to be extremely imposing for WiSe to know they have to win 6 rounds in a row on defense in an effort to win the game. The 6th pick from Ganana going over to the Nomad. So, and then a fairly similar lineup, actually the exact same lineup as to what we saw the first time we played this site from Reckless. Seeing very, very minimal change here. Axis still going to be able to utilize his black eyes in an effort to try to get just a little bit more information from our team. And then the same thing with Jake here on the Evil Eyes. Call them the Shutterbugs if you want. That is the bot and paid for. Elite. Grenada, again, we're down to kind of only 3 drones left again. Super curious to see how he utilizes the cameras. I'm always obsessed with the way the Valkyrie cameras get utilized and where people place them. That's kind of an odd one, exposed right there, but we'll see if it works out. As WiSe try to win at least another round in the next 2 on attack before switching over. So looking at the spread of the defensive players here, again, very common with upstairs. We have a 5-man hold. So we're going to see all 5 players of Reckless sitting just upstairs, kind of waiting as Shimzu tries to kind of fight it on top of the bomb here, right onto 4 square door. Never seen that angle before, but a really good one. They're getting the drone work done here. They know they're going to have to open up this wall. If that's what they're trying to do, Legend's going to have to utilize the Thatcher. They realize that everyone's in the same spot, which is just kind of a common problem with some of these like mid-tier competitive teams is they have one really, really good strategy, but they only have one. And they try to do it over and over again, but if you have an adaptive team that's pretty decent in the way they do things, then they're going to figure it out, and they're going to execute and just play your strategy right back on top of you, and they got to figure that out. They plan to make a change. Shimzu going to take out Granada, though, from on top of the bomb over the wall on a super cheeky play here. Legend's trying to get the Thatcher. He's looking on the wrong angle, though. He's not really quite sure where that peek's coming from, but he thinks he figured it out. Leonard rotating up and around. Axis identifies him there from that 4-square cam, but they don't have it or see it. They're going to drone sweep out, but after last time they were upstairs, or excuse me, on lobby, but they try to push upstairs. They're going to be afraid to push, as he's just an absolute animal holding that. Sheep Loco waiting on the Thatcher charge, but he just won't place it down. Not quite sure really why. Especially when it's muted, you can still place it down fairly safely. But now they have the wall open, and or do they? No, they impact tricked it. They impact tricked it. So a great play by Shimzu there on the impact trick, but they're going to be able to get this one open as he's out of impacts. So the wall is going to open up. And now Shimzu is stuck in sight with Suika right next to the map to figure out how to hold this. Dino, extremely, extremely key here. Trying to just watch down onto elevator stairs, but he's really focused on another angle. But Leonard and Knight both trying to push in here. Suika hang out. He knows someone's right next to the door, but that F2 is going to prove a challenge here as he tries to get the peek off, but can't quite get it here. He's going to throw it, but he's going to die anyways as Dino takes him out on the long angle. Leonard immediately reflags, though, right on a Dino, and he is in long desk. He's going to down and kill Suika. That's a double kill. He's trying to find a couple more, but no, the Valk of Axis is going to peek around from the back, and it's now a 2v3 as Sheep, Loco, and Legend are going to have to make the push. He sees the rotate from Valk, but misses the shot as Axis is not going to finish the shots, but Jake and Shimzu are going to take out Legend and Sheep to end that round, and it's now 4-1 Reckless as we go into the 6th and final round of this first half. So coming in to the final round of the first half, Reckless feeling extremely strong, choosing not to go back to open area and break. They're going to go back. No, they are. I'm sorry. I messed that up. They're going to go back to open area and staff room, or break as most people typically call it. Try to run it back again and be up 5-1 here. But we talked about it looks like they're literally running the exact same strategy as before. So if WiSe can figure out what's going on, they might be able to execute off it just a little bit better here and take 2 rounds and go into the second half when they switch sides at a 2-4 disadvantage. It's like very little is going to be changed here. I'd like to see more change, but Suika. So here's the problem, right? Is they're like, man, we absolutely demolished and won that defense. But the problem is, it was due to the fact that Suika upstairs literally got 2 SMG-11 kills on a double push before eventually dropping off. And then, just kind of like they're banking on the fact that one man can hold all of upstairs, and that's how they won that round. You kind of got to bank on a little bit more than that, because if Suika dies, then the strategy is almost just out the windows. Now they now have complete full control of upstairs, and Sledge's hammer played by Knight is just going to have such a massive effect on that defense. So if Suika can pull it off, great. We'll be 5-1, but if not, it could really realistically be a 2-4 coming in for WiSe going into the half. Just going to know that Captel also going to be useful to help pull out that Suika. We talked about not changing anything up on the defense, and they're not, and that's going to be over for them very quickly. Knight's probably going to open up the wall. The Captel bolt's going to come in. He's going to have to come out, and they're just going to be there and waiting. So we'll see it prepped and ready as now Suika knows what he's doing, but Mr. Granada going to have to fight the Maestro cam, but they know he's there, and he knows he's about to get absolutely shredded. They can't quite open the wall, though, because it's reinforced behind them. So he's got the hole in front. But if they get the Captel in over top of him, which they're going to, it's going to take quite a bit of damage, but not all of it. Mr. Granada knows he's there. Sheep actually using a thermite charge right on it. Muted though, can't get it, and they switched off the Thatcher, so unable to actually execute off that. Suika still not dropping yet. He knows he has more time to delay. As he about is going to die, but he's going to come off as Dino is going to take out Legend though on a plate through the floorboards that probably Knight had already opened. So they're going to start trying to pinch defenders underneath, but you know, I think it'll be okay. We still have some C4 usage to come out. He's already utilized his. Axis is going to get nerd kill onto Knight. We have one more C4 from Suika. And if they can pull this off, it's going to be an extremely strong defensive hold here. It's still 3v5, and able to utilize either of those firebolts to their advantage. So Leonard now with the 5.52 hanging back on the top of Banana as Sheep Loco and Grenadier is still delayed and stalled up in the Chandra's Closet, figuring out how they want to attack this 5-man defensive prong downstairs. So Mr. Grenadier going to go ahead and rotate around as Leonard is all the way back in the bottom of the lobby, now pushing elevator. Axe is still trying to get shots off, but he's plowing through his ammo. He's going to see one of the defenders kind of rotate back up and off. Leonard is going to get a kill onto Jake, and it's now a 3v4. So that's the Maestro gone. A little bit better for them, but they've got to know they can't make these peaks here, as Reckless just knows they literally can't move. Suika and Axis both kind of stuck over there, but Leonard now making a move up. Leonard getting into a fight with the Jaeger of Dean, almost killing him, but both leaving away damaged. Grenada knows he has to come in at some point, but he is going to get downed as another great play from Shinzu. It's now 2-4 with 10 seconds left, and the push comes out. Dino's going to take out Grenada, and Sheep's trying to go for the plant here, but he's going to come off and up, get at least one kill, but immediately reflagged by Axis. And it's now 5-1 Reckless coming into the half. And again, we talked about what's happening. They're going to switch at the half. So Reckless is now going to go over to attack, and WiSe is going to go on to defense. And all Reckless has to do is win 2 of the next 6 rounds in order to pull off the match win against WiSe. So coming down to lockers, again, the most preferred site commonly, we're going to see how WiSe can do on defense as they attempt to hold against this brutal Reckless team. And we're downstairs, so I'm sure a little bit different of a hold into servers than we probably saw before. They're now reinforcing both default walls, opposing not to be just complete animals and leave it half open and then just make the bounce from above like Reckless did. But very typical defense here coming out again. They're getting all 5 of the possible hatches you can get upstairs, and then kind of just like the mandatory walls downstairs as they attempt to play this, but they at least have the smoke from Knight as he knows he's gonna have to come back downstairs to kind of play the heavy anchor ability on their, heavy like counter plant ability. Sheep Loco again choosing to play in garage with a long angle coming in with Alda. And then Legend also choosing to retrograde downstairs, as if you're paying attention, that's all 5 players of WiSe in complete opposition to what Reckless was doing, playing downstairs. So the very quick drone roam clear is going to come out from Reckless, identify no one's on either of the upstairs floors, and then they're going to execute downstairs very quickly, I would imagine. Is the only thing stopping them from taking server stairs is the Leonard with the Ella shotgun, who's had a good game thus far, but will he be able to suffer the entire Reckless offense here? Airdrop going to come out. Dino opening up the hatches. Jake still trying to get some drone work done along with Axis. So just to verify, actually all 4 players but Dean trying to make sure upstairs is clear on drones. So nobody really holding any angles. Kind of a missed opportunity here from WiSe, but you know what? At least they know where the one player is. They're watching the hatch. They're ready for it to open. He's more than ready. He's excited. Mr. Grenade is just going to face peek it. He's going to fall off though into servers as Knight pushes it as well. We're not really worried about plant denial because, you know what? They're probably not going to plant, so it doesn't matter if Knight saves the smokes or not for that. Leonard patiently waiting for someone to bounce over this hatch. The ADS is going to do it. They're going to drone him out. They know he's there. Axis kind of watching the long angle to see if they actually make the peak up and above. The shield is going to go down, and Leonard is ready to be absolutely hammered at the top of server stairs. So Ella just ready and waiting. The hatch is gonna not get opened, or I guess we'll get open. I can't. Yeah, sound bug. So the hatch is gonna get opened here by Suika. And Leonard's still just holding on server stairs. So if we kind of look at the layout here, we have 2 players kind of off on this back half. And then no one downstairs or even in remotely garage at all. Sheeploka kind of playing off in a very weird position. No ability to hold counter angles. And then all of Reckless just literally stalled outstairs. Granada's going to take out Suika though. But nobody's executing off the Sophia pushes as he's just kind of going in prone. But he's still going to die from it on the wiggle in from Axis. Not sure what in the world was going on there. As now Sheeploka just hanging out on his drone, but no one's coming. Granada holding server strong though. Axis just waiting to make the push in. Granada dies from Axis though on a double kill right from server stairs door. As they're now ready to make the execute, all they have to do is come down and go in sight, but they don't have their thermite. He's the only one that's died thus far, and they can't kill the Maestro Cram. Sheep knows he has to fall off, and it's a 3v4. The smoke's going to come out, 15 seconds left. You can start delaying. They're going to have to push through that smoke if they want to drop it. Now he's just flashing himself. Dino, public indecency at the top, flashing everybody. As he now drops hashes, a Sheeploka's down. Axis gets another kill, and just a very quick execute. They got to plant. And they didn't plant! What is Reckless doing? They just straight up threw that round. That is bronze play. Everyone wants the last kill, trying to pad the KD. They think they got it. WiSe running around like little ants in a wide open anthill. You're smashing down, but you know what you forget? They're freaking fire ants. They came back and bit you. You regret ever stopping on the hill. And WiSe just won the round on an absolute reckless play by Reckless. Every single bit of pun intended. I, for one, am disappointed, and I want my money back. We're going upstairs after a great win by WiSe. And we'll see if they can pull off a magical miracle victory here on round number 8. I don't know what to say. I'm like, like a soccer mom? I'm like a super disappointed soccer mom right now. Reckless had this on match point. But instead, everyone had to go score the ball, but instead nobody scored because everyone sucks. And that's where we're at tonight. But we're working on it here. We're going upstairs. Reckless has a chance to redeem himself, so I would not want to be in the chat right now with Reckless if I were me, which I am. So I wouldn't want to be there. And now 10 seconds left to the next round. So a pretty similar lineup here. We have pretty decent drone work coming out. We know what they're going to have to do. Axis refusing to go back upstairs to get peeked again by Doc, but everyone's just kind of hanging out in sight. They're trying to ping that shield. They need that shield put down. And not as big of a hold here actually coming out unless Leonard decides to want to play in there kind of like you saw their counterparts do. But they're actually not going to see it. The drone work's going to immediately come out. Axis is about to get a quick angle down and in on to Leonard, just doing a little damage though, not very much. They're going to ping it, let him know what's it coming out from. And we have 4 defenders tucked away right in sight, and then all the way at the bottom is Legend coming all the way under servers. Shimzu kind of pushing up on the roof here. Legend actually running out, oddly enough here, but no one's playing this long bounce. They're just all kind of bunkered in. If they figured that out, this is going to be a very quick round. They've got the drone work out. They just know what they have to execute on here. And if they can actually make it in here. So Axis is just kind of going to do some reverse repel damage onto Mr. Granada. Not quite able to get off as he self-stuns himself. He's going to go ahead and dock himself, heal him back up to his full potential. And we're just kind of stuck and stalled here. 4 players are sitting in the site. 1's off. The execute just needs to come out. The wall needs to open up here. But Mr. Granada is going to get the first kill onto Axis. That's Zofia off the windows. As the pre-fire kind of comes out on a really long pre-fire. They're Knight trying to return back a little bit. Jake's sitting right at the top of Banana Stairs, though. They know Knight's in. They've got to do something about it. They've opened up the wall. He's just going to make another wide long angle peek. He sees the player from the window, but instead just going to choose to jump inside here. We're now looking at kind of where they're capitalizing. Jake's going to take out Legend. So now Jake's going to kind of be the main contenders. That's the one roamer off and gone. Is now they're just going to have to make the push. Suika not really choosing to open up the wall yet, but they're just going to try and make the move in. Knight here playing the long gales wide and across. Sheep Loco is going to take out Jake and Shimzu back onto Leonard here, though. It's now a 3v3 as Shimzu takes out, like we said, Leonard. And we're kind of another standstill here. It's just Reckless is falling apart. He's going to get the peek and the down, eventually into the kill onto Sheep Loco, though. That's Dean breaking in through the door. He sees another one into Janitor, but Knight is going to get the kill. And Suika now makes it into a 1v1 against Grenada. He's just going to fall off, so he knows he has to plant. And he just needs to get it down again. Not going to make what's happened last time happen. The Fuse's going down. Knight doesn't have the time to come back up, and I think Knight dropping was a fatal mistake here with no time left. The Diffuser's going to go down. The air jab is going to go off. They know right where he's at. Knight making the rotate back. All Suika has to do, or Suika, is hold for the next 20 seconds. Knight just going to run broad-faced into a barn. He's going to almost lose that fight. Not sure what that aim was, but Suika's going to take Knight out right at the very end there. And we're now in match point 6-2, Reckless. So going into what could potentially be our final hold of the game, WiSe thinks they can do it. They go back upstairs to the site they just finished off of, and we're going to Executive CEO. Reckless kind of slowed down, though. I think what I'd like to see this next time around is just that Reckless makes the push inside the building. They do the quick drone clear. They know 4 players are on site. Only one's off. They know he's not anywhere close. You just open up the wall and immediately start the execute. If you can anchor that many people down in sight, it's not going to get to a 1v1. You just got to hold the angle, start opening up walls, and people are going to squirm, and you're going to win. You just got to make that pull off. But here we are on match point. Reckless could win it in the next 3.5 minutes. Here, very little variance again, just all choosing to do the exact same thing. So we're seeing the same strategies come out over and over and over again. And we've got to get some variance on these strategies, except for the fact Leonard is opening up the entire primary wall. So we're just going to go ahead and make it easy here a little bit. I can't tell if it's open enough to crawl through or if it's just open enough to kind of, stop the ability to actually breach and go through. So if so, kind of a unique idea. You're just going to leave that side open and play it from off a little bit. And yeah, it's definitely, in fact, just, you're not able to actually get it open. And kind of playing the long angle we saw, I think it was Tuesday in this league when we saw on previous teams play on bank. They kind of held that long angle there across through that open wall. So the drone's immediately going to come out here from Reckless, knowing they have to be very methodical about this attack, especially with the wall open. Suika's going to see that and make the call out here. And we're looking at kind of the way the defense is arrayed. It is 4 players on site and Legend all the way underneath. So now trying to join off this first order, realize that Axis about to get the same damage he did on the very first round, but nothing's going to connect here. It's just a decent pre-fire. Dino is watching, waiting for Knight to pick his head up and Mr. Grenade to make a move, but no one's doing it quite yet. Axe is trying to get maybe onto the site windows and get kind of a long angle here onto the site, but everyone just holding angles right now, realizing there's just a little under 2 minutes left. The initial drone has gone out. They know at least one's off, but they're not entirely sure where. Is now Axis is going to go for the peaks just like last round. Reverse repelled on the window. That perspective making it a little bit tougher to identify him, but still giving them just enough room to figure out exactly what's going on. Mr. Granana, everyone just holding these very long angles, leaving that side completely exposed and just waiting. Legends rotated up though, and if they're not careful in main lobby, so Jake sees him on the drone, on a well pre-placed drone, and Jake's going to take out Legend, just baiting and watching, knowing exactly what happened last time. Read him like a book. And Jake's going to get a second kill onto Mr. Granana, and very quickly, that's only 3 defenders left in sight, and the execute should start to come out very quickly here as they know what they have to do, and they're just going to mass on the back of Banana while Axis holds up, and Jake's in like an animal here. No breach charges, so they're just going to push long and down. Sheep knows what he has to watch here, but Leonard hanging out in Janitors, trying to watch the flank, along with Knight looking right down on the 90, but just sees him, is already holding the angle, but Dino is just better as he takes out Knight, and it's now a 2v4. Leonard's still in Janitor, and Sheep's going to take out Dino, but immediately refragged onto by Shimzu. And we're now in a 1v4 situation if WiSe still wants to remain in this game. Leonard unable to finish what he started onto Shimzu, and Shimzu's going to finish it off for Reckless as 7-2 Reckless takes the game. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Misfit Midas. I was your caster for tonight. Obviously, that's me. You know me. And this is Hydro League. Hope you enjoyed tonight. Please stay tuned for the next game, which if you want to know what that is, I've got it right here just for your pleasure. It is Sunday, 29 September at 8 o'clock Central Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to tune in for that game. It's Notorious Esports Academy versus Forgotten Esports. Again, I'm Misfit Midas. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.